Hi, and welcome back. I'm Michael, and today I've got a quick video to show you how to use multiple select on Jet Admin. So here's my app. It's very simple, it only has one table. I want to be able to filter that table, and there's different ways to do this, one of which is multiple select. The first thing to do here is to add the multiple select component to your app, which you can find by typing in multiple select or by looking in the forms section of components. So I've added the multiple select component, and now I want to set it up. I want to have a multiple select component that allows me to filter my users by their plan. Now I need to tell my multiple select component what options it can choose from. You can specify these by hand, but I would recommend loading them. If I click on load options, I then have the ability to choose a resource and collection. I want to do that, and I want to be sure to choose the same resource and collection that I'm using in my table. Then I need to choose the label and value that I want, and I also have the ability to choose a subtitle or an icon. I'm going to choose plan for both label and value, but you might do that differently depending on what your needs are. Okay, so now I've clicked load and customize options, and I can see that the options aren't exactly what I want them to be. I have a couple extra fields here, and I'm just going to delete those. Great, so now my options are correct: free, pro, and enterprise. Now that I've got my multiple select set up, I want to make sure that my table is listening to it. I can do this by clicking on my table and then in the menu on the right, clicking on filter. Here, under apply filters, I'm going to click on the button add. I need to choose the field that I want to filter, plan, and then choose is one of, because I'm using a multiple select. Now, I'm going to connect this filter to my multiple select component by clicking on the FX formula button and then choosing multiple select from the other components section of the menu. And that's all there is to it. Let's take a look at how this works. Perfect. So if I select one or more options here, my table adjusts accordingly. I hope this was helpful, and if you do have any more questions, take a look at the description where I've included a link to our documentation. See you next time.